Hi, this is Ryan Lisk with Real Time Coaching. And if you're watching this video, that means you've received your Talent Insights report and you're getting ready to come to the What Do You Want session. Your Talent Insights report has 25 total pages in it. For What Do You Want, we're actually going to be covering the first 8. And there's a little bit of pre-work that I wanted you to do prior to coming to your next session. So what we're going to cover is the first 8 pages in your Talent Insights report, or what we call your driving forces. Remember, in our model, that driving forces help generate your wants. Wants drive you to action or doing or behaviors, and your behaviors generate some results that help get you closer to what you want, which comes all the way back to driving forces, as they help generate what our wants are. So as we get started, let me just say one quick thing. We say, is this report 100% true? The answer is yes, no, and maybe. And we're going to go over things in detail at your next session. So don't overanalyze the report. That's all I would say. So in lieu of that, let me give you a couple brief exercises that I'd like you to do for our upcoming workshop together. So first is when we look at the general characteristics, which starts on page 3. And everybody has 3 paragraphs here. There's all kinds of different versions of this. No 2 reports are going to read exactly the same. What I would like for each of you to do is, as you read your report, if you read a statement that sounds like you, put a check mark by it. If you read a statement that is not you, put an X by it. And if you read something that I like to say, things that make you say, put a question mark by those statements. So let's go with checks, X's, and question marks. And sometimes if you read a statement that is absolutely dead on, you might go with a double check or a big check or something like that. So do that for the first 3 paragraphs. And then when you've completed that, I'd like to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1, that's nothing like me, and a 10, that was me spot on, what number would you give your overall general characteristics on a 1 to 10? Then on the next page, on page 5, is called energizers and stressors. And you have 2 bullet lists here. So for the energizers, what I would like you to do is mark off your top 2, rank them first and second as to what resonates with you the most. So for me, he strives to obtain practical results. I put that as my number 1. He is energized by personal return. I put that as my number 2. Likewise, on the potential stressors. For me, number 1, he does not enjoy working with restrictions. And number 2, he is stressed when there is no personal reward for his efforts. So those were the 2 that I resonated with as potential stressors for me. So if you could take a couple minutes and rank your top 2 on each of those bullet lists. That's it for the homework portion. You will be completely prepared to have the driving forces conversations as you come to your next session. Now, the last 3 pages are your actual scores of your 12 driving forces. These are ranked 1 through 12 based on your highest score down to your lowest score. What I would like you to do is just take a look through, get your first look at what the 12 driving forces are. They're all listed there with a brief definition. You can see what your scores are. It's something on this 0 to 100 is what the scale is. And they're actually divided into 3 pages. So I would like you to become familiar with knowing if this driving force is a primary driving force for you. Those would be your number 1 through 4. If it's a situational driving force for you, those are 5 through 8. Or if it's an indifferent driving force for you, which is going to be your 9 through 10. So again, just take a brief glance through those. There's no actual work that you need to do with those 12, but just become familiar with, take your first look at those are the 12 driving forces and where they rank for you. When you come to your What Do You Want session, we're going to uncover how your driving forces affect your communication and your perception as a coach. All right. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks, and keep coaching.